You never thought it would end like this. One mistake, one wrong step, and suddenly the Marines had you in chains. Maybe it was stealing food when you were starving, or maybe it was being in the wrong place when a pirate crew raided your town. It doesn't matter. To the Marines, you were just another criminal. They didn't ask questions. They didn't care about the truth. Iron cuffs dig into your wrists as you're dragged across the deck of the Marine ship. Days pass in the dark, locked in a cage, until you hear whispers among the guards. They're not taking you to a local jail. They're taking you somewhere worse, somewhere no one returns from. "Impel Down," one of them says, smirking. Your heart sinks. Everyone knows the name. The greatest prison in the world, a fortress at sea where pirates, rebels, and even unlucky souls like you are thrown to rot. The gates of justice open, and your nightmare truly begins. The first thing you feel is the smell. It clings to the air as the massive gates creak open and the ship pulls inside, chains rattling as the guards drag you down the stone walkway. Their boots echo in the silence, but all you can hear are the screams. Screams from deep inside the prison. Some of pain, some of madness. The walls are damp, covered in moss, yet the place feels alive, as if the prison itself is watching you. You pass by row after row of cells, faces pressed against the bars, eyes hollow, skin pale. Former pirates, killers, rebels, but they all look the same now. "Another rat for the dungeon," a guard sneers, shoving you forward. You stumble, knees slamming against the stone floor, chains cut into your wrists, but you don't dare cry out. You've seen what happens when prisoners make noise. Ahead, you spot him, a towering figure in black uniform, horns on his head, poison dripping from his body. His very presence makes the guards nervous, and when his eyes fall on you, you feel your chest tighten. He doesn't say a word. He doesn't have to. One gesture and the guards drag you deeper into the fortress. The heavy gates slam shut behind you. The last sunlight of the world fades away. And now, your descent into hell truly begins. Level 1, Crimson Hell. At first you think it's just a forest, trees, vines, red leaves stretching in every direction. But then you take a step, and pain rips through your leg. The ground itself is alive, razor-sharp grass slicing into your skin, thorns piercing deep into your flesh. You fall to your knees, bleeding instantly. The guards laugh. To them, this is entertainment. To you, it's a nightmare you can't wake up from. All around you, prisoners scream as they run barefoot through the crimson fields. Some collapse, their bodies shredded open. Others are dragged back up by the guards, forced to keep moving. Poisonous spiders crawl through the forest, their fangs dripping venom, waiting for the weak to fall so they can strike. You realize quickly, it's not enough to survive the thorns, you must also survive them. You try to find a corner, a place to hide. But there is none. No safety, no escape. The forest cuts you, the spiders hunt you, the guards beat you. Your body bleeds, your throat burns from crying. And still, this is only the first level. Deep down, you know the truth. If this is how hell begins, you may never live to see the end. You don't know how long you lived in Crimson Hell. Maybe days, maybe weeks. Time doesn't exist there, only pain. The ground itself was a weapon, sharp grass that cut your skin, thorns that stabbed deep into your legs. Every step was torture. The guards laughed at your suffering. To them, your pain was entertainment. But one morning, everything changed. The cell doors creaked open. Heavy chains locked around your wrists and ankles. The guards pulled you out and dragged you down a staircase that seemed to go on forever. Each step down made the air colder, heavier. You could feel it in your chest. You could feel something waiting. Level 2, the Wild Beast Hell. The massive iron gates opened and the sound hit you first. A growl, low and deep. Then another, closer. The ground shook with heavy footsteps. Something big was inside. Many things. The guards shoved you forward and slammed the gates behind you. The chains fell loose. For a moment, nothing moved. The cavern was silent, too silent. You almost believed you were safe. Then the earth trembled. A giant paw crashed into the ground right in front of you. Dust rose, and then you saw it. A beast, bigger than anything you've ever faced. Its body like a lion, but its face twisted into a cruel grin like a human's. Long fangs dripped with saliva, each one sharp enough to pierce through stone, and behind it, more shadows stirred. A manticore, human-like goofy face glued to a lion's body, prowling. Everyone ran. That is what level 2 is. Not a prison, but a hunting ground, and you are not a prisoner here. You are prey. The beasts came from every direction. Their claws scraped the walls. Their roars echoed in your ears. You felt their hot breath on your back as you fled. Around you, other prisoners screamed. Some tripped and never got back up. You heard the sound of bones snapping, flesh ripping. Their cries cut off in an instant as the monsters devoured them. Blood splattered across the rocks, soaking into the stone floors. The guards stood safe behind the gates, laughing as if it was a show. Sometimes they threw scraps of rotten food into the pit, not for the beasts, but for the men. Starving prisoners fought each other for a bone or half-chewed meat, clawing at one another like wild animals. If the beast didn't kill you, hunger would. There is no rest here, no safety. Even closing your eyes for a second could mean waking up inside the stomach of a monster. Every second is fear, every step is danger, every breath feels stolen. And yet, whispers spread among the prisoners, rumors told in broken voices in the dark. They say level 3 is worse. The words make your stomach sink. If this level is the hunt, if this is what it means to be prey, what could possibly be waiting below? Your body is weak when they drag you down again. Chains bite into your wrists and neck. Then, the doors open. Level 3. The starvation hell. The first thing hits you, the heat. Not the warm kind, not fire you can see. It's a choking, suffocating heat that makes every breath burn in your chest. The floor under your feet feels like molten iron. Each step scorches your soles and you stumble again and again. You feel dizzy, your legs shake, but there is nowhere to stop. All around you, prisoners lie collapsed on the ground. Their skin is dry, cracked, shriveled, lips split and bleeding, hair sticking to sweat and grime. Some haven't drunk water for days. Their eyes stare blankly ahead. Hunger has changed them. They are no longer men. They are shadows of men. You see them fight over scraps of food, rotten scraps crawling with maggots. They claw at each other, bite, scratch. One falls, another keeps going, until finally, silence. Their bodies are left in the corners, forgotten, rotting. You try not to look, but it is everywhere. Hunger has turned everyone into monsters. You try to count the days. You fail. Time has no meaning here. Hours bleed together. Minutes vanish. Every breath burns. Every heartbeat feels like a hammer crushing your chest. Every step steals what little strength you have. You stumble, collapse, rise. Pain is constant. Hunger is constant. Fear is constant. The heat never stops. Even at night, if you can call it night, the air suffocates you. Sweat stings your eyes. Your throat is raw. Your stomach twists, screaming for anything to eat, anything to drink. You see other prisoners curling up, moaning quietly, their bodies folding into themselves. Some scream and claw at the walls. Some fall silent and never move again. Even the silence is cruel. Sometimes, screams stop, but the terror lingers. You feel it in the air, in the sweat running down your back, in the shadows curling along the walls. You wonder if anyone will survive. You wonder if you will survive. And then, the guards come. Chains slam onto your wrists again. They drag you further down. You barely resist. You can't. Your body is too weak to fight. Your mind whispers that this is the end, but you are still here. Somehow, you know there are more levels, deeper levels, more suffering, more hell. And yet, somewhere deep inside, a small, stubborn part of you wonders if you'll even live to see them. The thought is terrifying, but the thought is all you have left. Your descent begins before you even see it. The stairs go down and down. The air grows hotter with every step. Sweat drips from your face. Your head spins. Then the iron doors creak open. A wave of heat slams into you like a living wall. It burns your skin. It claws into your lungs. Your eyes sting and tear up. You cough, but there is no clean air to breathe. The guards shove you forward and you fall to your knees. Level 4, the blazing hell. The floor is not stone. It is molten iron, scorched and glowing. Every step sizzles. Flesh burns with a wet hiss. Prisoners stumble barefoot, leaving bloody footprints behind them. The heat is everywhere. It rises from below. It drips from the walls. It fills your body. Through the cracks in the rock flow rivers of boiling blood, thick, dark red. Steam hisses up from it, filling the air. You breathe it in, and your throat feels torn and raw. Your chest aches with every breath. Here, fire is not just punishment. It is life. It eats at you constantly. It burns you from the inside out. Sweat pours from your body, only to dry instantly, leaving salt on your skin like burning sandpaper. You feel your lips crack and bleed. Your eyes sting so badly you can barely see. The guards laugh from the shadows. They force you to carry buckets of burning coal with bare hands. They make you scrub iron floors hotter than flame itself. You smell your own skin cooking as you work. Some prisoners collapse instantly. Their bodies shrivel in the heat. Others crawl, their hands and knees blistering, only to be dragged away and thrown into the rivers of blood. You try not to breathe through your nose. It doesn't matter. The smell is everywhere. The smell of roasted flesh. It seeps into your hair, your skin, your mouth. You taste it with every breath. And the worst part, it's not just the others. It's your own flesh you smell. You pray for death. You beg for it. But death does not come. The fire keeps you alive just enough to suffer another day. Even the silence here is cruel. There are no screams that last long. Voices burn out. All you hear is the hiss of steam, the crackle of flesh, the laughter of guards. You lose track of time. Hours, days, weeks. There is no difference. You move because if you stop, you burn where you stand. And then the chains rattle again. You know what that sound means. You're being dragged lower. There are still more levels, more suffering, more hell waiting below. The fire is gone. When the gates open, the heat of the blazing hell disappears, replaced by something far worse. A wave of cold air hits you so hard it feels like knives stabbing into your skin. You gasp, but the air burns your lungs. Your sweat turns to ice before it can fall. Then you see it, an endless wasteland of snow and frozen stone stretching into the dark. Level 5, the freezing hell. The cold here is not normal. It feels alive. It creeps into your bones and sinks its teeth in, never letting go. The moment you take a step, pain shoots up your legs. The ice beneath your feet cuts deep, and your blood freezes before it even touches the ground. You look around. Prisoners wander slowly through the storm, half naked, their skin blue and cracked. Frost covers their backs like a layer of glass. Some drag chains that scrape across the ice. Others are already still, frozen where they fell, their faces locked in expressions of pain, their bodies turned into statues of ice. The wind howls through the tunnels like a monster's scream. Every breath hurts. Your teeth chatter until your jaw aches. You try to wrap your arms around yourself, but it doesn't help. The cold finds every gap, every weakness. It crawls inside you. Food is almost impossible to find. The guards barely throw anything down here. When they do, it's frozen solid. You see men clawing at blocks of ice just to reach a piece of frozen bread. They bite it until their gums bleed, until their teeth crack. Some fight for it like animals. Others don't even try. They just sit down in the snow, close their eyes, and never move again. The worst part isn't the pain. It's the slow surrender. The cold whispers to you, telling you to stop, to rest, to sleep just for a moment. Your body listens. Your legs grow heavy. Your heartbeat slows. You can't feel your fingers anymore. You fall to your knees. The snow feels soft now, peaceful. Your eyes start to close. Maybe this is how it ends. Maybe it's better this way. But then, you feel the pull of chains again, the sound of metal scraping ice. The guards have come. They drag what's left of you even lower. There is one more level, one last pit, one final hell waiting below. The stairs seem to go on forever, round and round, deeper and deeper, stone steps twisting like a snake into the dark. The air gets colder the further you go. It's heavy now, like you're breathing water instead of air. The guards don't speak. They don't even look at you. They don't have to. You already know where you're going. Level 6, the eternal hell. Down here there is no light, no torches, no fire, no warmth, just endless blackness so thick you feel it on your skin. The walls are wet and cold, dripping with water that never stops. The cells are cut deep into the rock. No doors you can see. Just dark holes in the stone like open mouths waiting to swallow you. Inside are the people the world has tried to erase. Pirates whose names were wiped from the news. Killers whose crimes were too big to speak of. Monsters who once ruled the seas. Legends that history pretends never existed. You don't see them clearly. A pair of eyes glowing from the dark. A smile flashing for a second when a drip of water catches a faint glow. A hand moving along the bars before it vanishes back inside. Sometimes you hear a voice calling your name from a cell you can't even find. Sometimes you feel someone's breath on your neck, but when you turn around, there's nothing there. Food doesn't come at a time you can predict. Sometimes a guard slides a bowl across the stone floor without a word. Sometimes nothing arrives for days. You drink water dripping from the ceiling if you're fast enough. Days blur into weeks, weeks blur into months. Time stops meaning anything. You're just waiting. Waiting for what? You don't even know. The silence is worse than screams. It presses against your head. It makes you doubt if you're still alive. Maybe you already died on the stairs and this is what came after. And then you understand. This place isn't built to punish you. It's built to erase you. No escape, no rescue, no trace of who you were. Level 6 doesn't hurt you with chains or whips. It hurts you with nothing. No sound, no light, no world outside. Just a black hole where you slowly disappear. The eternal hell isn't a prison. It's the place where you stop existing.